Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 14th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. This is as of yesterday morning. I'm going to scroll through the day here, and you can see some thunderstorms moving up across Oregon, northeast Oregon, clipping southeast Washington. Did have a few strikes right near the Canada-Washington border there as well. You see that marine layer didn't want to move too much there yesterday, and as we scroll through the overnight hours, thunderstorms continued pushing off to the north and east. Now we emerge back in towards this morning. Thunderstorm way out here across some of north central Montana. But you also see the marine layer, kind of a mixed bag out there. Some of the central and southern sound is starting to break out a little bit there. There's the Olympic Mountains. If you're across the higher terrain, you're getting some sunshine as well. Western Oregon hit and miss, but if you go east of the mountains, you're dealing with a lot more sun. So there is the thunderstorm activity there yesterday. You can see it across BC, some Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. The stronger storms off to the east of the Rocky Mountains. There are some supercells rolling around across portions of Montana, and I believe there was a tornado there up by in Saskatchewan. And then you can see some also additional thunderstorm activity here across portions of Alberta. So yeah, it is severe weather season. It does like to shift north. In Canada, can get some tornadoes at this time of year as well. So taking a look at the Tempest home weather station, this detects lightning for you. It tells how far the strikes are away from your home. Very fun station. Highly recommended. Click on the link down below to save 10% off. If you want to go to the Patreon page here as well, you can send me some of your images also. And yeah, you can chat with me here as well. And it is free to sign up, or you can support the channel there as well. So looking at today, this is day one. You can see again, kind of northeast Washington, very northern tip of Idaho panhandle there. And there's a slight risk as you go on across portions of Montana, even a tornado risk. There's a wind and a hail threat also. And when you see that hatched area there, that's a potential for 2+ inch hail. So they call that significant hail. And yeah, watch out for that if you're across portions of central and southeast Montana off into northeast Wyoming, or if you got friends and family out there. This is day two, kind of a similar regime. There is even a tornado wind and a hail threat in kind of similar areas there also. And you can see this does clip portions of Idaho and western Montana as well. Nothing for Washington, Oregon for tomorrow. And this is day three. Again, eastern Oregon kind of under the gun a little bit there. Not much of Washington State, however. Now, again, the fire outlook here, this is for today, Saturday, June 14th. You can see the elevated conditions across some of the Columbia Basin. And you don't have to be in this exact area here to be subject to some of this increased fire activity there, but this is from the Storm Prediction Center fire weather outlook. That is day one. There's day two. You see nothing up for Washington, Oregon, or Idaho as of now. Now, if we take a look here, we're dealing, of course, with some suppressed temperatures here, and you can kind of see why that trough is nearby. Bump that ridge up just a little bit here as we go through this weekend and into the early portion of next week. But again, the troughing is going to be making its way back up across the region here as we go on in through the later portion of next week. This is last night's European model run, and the trough right off our coastline here still not packing too much of a punch. I'll show you some of the precipitation amounts here in a moment. You think this would be bringing better amounts of rainfall, but again, we'll take a look at that here in a bit. And if we look at the European, again, you can kind of see this regime where we're getting some afternoon thunderstorms across some of the Rockies, some of the higher terrain of Washington, Oregon. And you see we get that frontal system moving into western BC as we go on in through next Monday. And then we scroll off in towards Tuesday morning now. And again, you can see Vancouver Island, some of western BC under the gun for a little bit better precipitation amounts versus Seattle and Portland for that matter. But as we go through the day Wednesday, we look to get some kind of a frontal system here. It could bring a few hundredths of an inch of rainfall here as we go through the day Wednesday. Then that system clears out there as well. And if we look at I just want to show you the next 60 hours here quite briefly. And let me update that because the NAM is actually running right now. Actually, this is not going to get out 60 hours, but you can see supercell out there across eastern Montana, some thunderstorm potential here across British Columbia, Washington border. And then we scroll off in towards Sunday morning here as well. Kind of typical regime. This only goes out about 27 hours as of right now. But now talking about precipitation here a few slides ago, 15-day precipitation anomaly. You can see the general message here is that we are going to be below normal here through the next 15 days. The Climate Prediction Center continues to show us being above normal for some of the Pacific Northwest, but the European has been disagreeing with that, and I tend to lean towards what the European is saying. And this is what it's showing in the ensemble mean, over the next 6 days. It shows 0.06 of an inch with that system on the day Wednesday. Better amounts for southwest BC and, of course, Vancouver Island, the northern half there, and portions of western British Columbia. A little bit for Portland, maybe. It's not much, though. It's really not worth writing home about. And this is the European deterministic run. Something similar. Agrees pretty strongly with the ensemble members. Now, if we take a look at daily 2-meter max temperature, this is the national blend of models. There's Seattle, Portland, of course. You got Washington State, Oregon. Check out, down towards Boise there. You're getting in the mid and upper 80s. We go on in through Sunday, Monday. We warm things up a little bit tomorrow, 73 for Seattle. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, some 70s. Nice, comfortable temperatures out there, no doubt. And definitely no heat wave in store. But we do start to warm up right at the end of this period. And I'll show you more on that here in a moment. So looking at the wet bulb globe temperature here, this takes into account the location like Portland, Seattle versus Phoenix, Arizona. You can have different parameters here, but you can see nice comfortable temperatures coming up here. Really maybe at the end of the period getting up towards elevated here, but nothing out of the ordinary. And this is for Seattle as well, just kind of low wet bulb temperature. Should be nice and comfortable. Phoenix, Sky Harbor, just to kind of show you the flip side of that, you can kind of see how they're getting in towards moderate and high as we go through these upcoming days here. Just kind of showing you wet bulb globe temperature there. Takes into account things like moisture in the atmosphere and whatnot, and acclimation based on region. Now, taking a look here at artificial intelligence, European model. There is our trough hanging out. It's going to be with us for a bit. No heat wave in the immediate future. Trough hangs out all the way on through hour 150. This would be next Friday morning, and then we go kick that trough across some of the Rocky Mountains there. What happens after that? A little bit of an amplification of a ridge there as we go through the following week. But again, this is like 10 days out in the forecast, so you don't want to get too caught up in that just yet. And then you can kind of see that ridge getting flattened out a bit here through the extended forecast. So yeah, no big heat dome or anything like that in our immediate future. We'll continue to watch that because things can change, of course, the further you go out to a forecast. Now, the ensemble mean here as well. There's that troughing kind of hanging around over the Pacific Northwest. Pretty good model agreement with that. We're setting up shop here as we go through the end of next week. We'll continue to monitor that system there as well, see if we can bring some thunderstorms here west of the Cascades or whatnot. And then you can kind of see still that semblance of troughing as we scroll on in towards the end of the month of June. So yeah, no big warm up in store right now. Mossbacks rejoice here across the region. European artificial intelligence put that into motion, and you can see it's a 5-day running surface temperature total here. Not too bad, slightly below normal here, and even a bit more than slightly below across some of the Intermountain West. But then as we scroll towards the end of the month, a little bit of change showing up in the artificial intelligence. You can kind of see us getting a bit more above normal here as we go towards the end of the month, but don't hang your hat on that just yet. And here's the 46-day precipitation anomaly. I keep checking back on this daily, and it continues to show that below normal signal as we go on in through the end of the month of July. There's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlooks. When you look at these, we're going to be below normal here temperature-wise, most likely. This is June 19th or 23rd. But this is where the European starts to disagree with what the Climate Prediction Center has been showing. You saw there's just not that much precipitation associated with these systems. But again, we'll check back on that daily. So anyway, there's a slight chance I may go out chasing here the next few days, but I've got my setup working better again here. So I will be taking my show on the road, and I'll be doing a daily updates if I do go out chasing. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.